Well, new at 4, Ismael El Mayo Zambada made his second appearance in federal court right here in El Paso. ABC-7's Heriberto Perez is inside the courtroom. He was inside the courtroom. Right now, he joins us live. Eddie.
Good afternoon, Nicole. We're here in downtown El Paso, in which today's Mayo Zambada's hearing lasted less than 10 minutes. What I can tell you right now is that the courtroom was full of journalists, U.S. Marshal deputies, and lawyers. And now, Nicole, I want you to take a look at this sketch that is about to be in your screen. El Mayo Zambada showed up once again in a wheelchair, just as last time. He seemed sick, and he only spoke one word, sí or yes. He was wearing a blue hoodie, which appeared to have written Socorro over a soccer ball. It looked like he was wearing a jumpsuit under the hoodie. He had orange gel shoes. They looked like Crocs. El Mayo Zambada was arrested last Thursday in El Paso after he arrived in a private plane at the Doña Ana County Jetport in Santa Teresa. Today's hearing was mainly about two things, Nicole: a possible conflict of interest and whether he will be tried along with other Sinaloa drug cartel members. The U.S. District Judge Kathleen Cardone asked El Mayo if he knew his current attorney used to represent his son, El Vicentillo, in Chicago. The judge said that was a possible conflict of interest. El Mayo said sí or yes, that he knew that. We got the chance to speak with his lawyers after the hearing, but they didn't want to give us a comment.
Yes, right now is not the time to make a comment. We're barely getting started.
Why not?
Because we're not going to make a comment. That's all.
Can you give him a comment about his health?
No, not yet.
And Nicole, El Mayo Zambada's next court appearance is scheduled to be on Monday, September the 9th at 1 p.m. here at the U.S. District Court in downtown El Paso. We also had a chance to speak with one prosecutor representing the U.S. Attorney's Office. They also have no comment about it. And now, Nicole, I want to give more insight and more perspective on what happened in today's court hearing. Joining me right now is our ABC-7 contributor, Luis Chaparro, which is also a drug cartel expert. Luis, thank you very much for joining us live today. Speaking about today's hearing, Luis, tell me, how do you see things moving forward in this case, as the next hearing, as I said, is scheduled to be in over a month from now?
Well, first of all, I think El Mayo is staying here in El Paso, surprisingly, since several federal agents have raised concerns about the security of El Mayo being very close right now to the border. Also, prosecutors in New York are where he's also facing an indictment. They're trying to move him there to New York or to Washington, D.C. But for now, he will be staying at least until September right here in El Paso, Texas.
Luis, we know that El Mayo is facing several federal charges here in the U.S. Do you think he will be staying here in El Paso?
I do think he's going to be staying here for the next couple of hearings, but I'm pretty sure that he's going to be eventually moved either to New York or Washington after authorities present a superseding indictment to move him to other districts to face justice.
All right, and last thing, Luis, how did you see El Mayo today when he showed up inside of the courtroom where we were earlier today?
My first impression is he definitely looks sick. He has diabetes. Some sources have said that he even has leukemia. So he definitely looks sick. He was in a wheelchair, but he also seemed very, very calm. He never looked at anyone else, not even his attorneys, for the whole 10 minutes that the hearing lasted. He was just looking, facing forward, listening to what his interpreter had to say. And two family members were present at the court. We witnessed some of them right in front of him. He never looked at them or wiped at them or said anything, which I think makes a case for El Mayo Zambada being very focused on what's next.
Luis, thank you very much once again for your insight and for joining us live today. We'll see you back at the top of the hour. For now, I'll send things back to you live in the studio, Nicole.
Eddie, Luis, thank you for that extra perspective.